Holy. Dang. What go on, fam? What's up? What am I doing? Trying to find something to watch, honestly. Trying to find something good. Actually, there's Actually, I want to watch this right here. See what's going on. Appreciate that, Josh. Much love. Yeah, I want to check out this Ynw Melly situation.
Like how Ynw Melly might be cooked, people. I got to keep it 100 with you. He's one of my favorite artists. Trust me, I think he's so talented that I'm hoping that anything they're saying that he did, he ain't do. However, if you listen to his music, Melly and Melvin, maybe Melvin did it, but Melly's innocent, okay? Unfortunately, he got one body and one life, and if the other one's guilty, that means he's guilty, okay? I don't think the plea of insanity will work. And to be honest, it's clear that the prosecutor and the police has a hard-on for him, okay? They want to get this guy in the execution chair. Now, pretty much like less than a month before his trial is scheduled to start, the state of Florida has now submitted supplementary discovery, which means they have now basically sent to Ynw Melly's lawyers, hey, these are additional evidence that we didn't send y'all before, because if you don't know, by the time you get to a trial, you gotta, as a prosecutor, you gotta send the defendant everything you're gonna use against them in court that they could prepare a legal defense. Now, what the state attorney just provided to Ynw Melly's defense team is a whole lot of pages on DNA, okay? Now, y'all gotta keep in mind, here are the things that basically the prosecutor got going for them. They said that Melly's phone pinpointed him to around the area where the vehicle was traveling.
That's one thing people don't realize. Like, people, like, if you doing something you know you shouldn't be, don't have this thing with you. People get caught with the phone pinging all the time. Like, yo, it's called technology, you idiots. You know? Had the phone with them. They pinged this location. Hey, you were at least around this area, you know, during the time frame. So we can put you in the area, you know? So, appreciate that, Dave. Oh, you from Chirac. Uh-oh.
When a so-called got shot up, the ballistics of the quote-unquote shooting show that all the shots came from Melly's position in the car. They have surveillance footage basically showing Melly getting to that car in that same position. They also have the ballistics from the quote-unquote drive-by. Remember they said somebody else shot at them? They said those were done after the dudes got killed, and it was done by the same gun, okay? Now they're saying, oh, and by the way, they found spent shells underneath the floorboard in the direction or the position where Melly was sitting. Now they're saying, God damn it, they've scoured the car and they've found DNA proof to say Melly was in the car in or around the time when the bullets were fired, and basically everything else they got says the bullets came from Melly's direction, which basically says Melly pulled the trigger. Now, all I'm saying is that they're providing this less than a month out before trial. Look for this case to be postponed, if you ask me. Maybe not till next year, but maybe for a couple of weeks or at least a couple of months. Just because, hey, if I'm preparing for my legal defense and a month before you come with some DNA stuff, I got to go get somebody to analyze the DNA. I got to get some type of expert that could counter testify if you guys try to use this in court, which obviously they will. So again, I think this is going to get very sticky for Ynw Melly. The prosecutor is saying they don't want life in prison. They want the death sentence. They're saying this is a heinous crime. They're saying it's a heartless, ruthless individual who could kill his two friends close range. We don't know what really happened, but right now it's not looking too good for Ynw Melly, man.
Hey, sheesh. If he really did that, though, damn. Two of his friends, close range, in a car. It was a nice car, too. I think that was a Trackhawk. Yeah, I think that was a Trackhawk. But yeah, man, that's wild. Wild in Mexico on vacay. Oh, hey, where was my invite? Like, you ain't invite your boy on vacation? Like, what's up? What happened? That's messed up. Let's find something else. Hey, send your boy a care package. Hey, you know. I kind of want to listen to something scary. See if we can find something good that we haven't checked out already. You hear of Eco? He's a pretty good rapper. I think I feel like I've heard that name before. Get on Patreon. Why you say that, Raj? Is that how you say your name? Hopefully I said that right. Damn, that thing is an hour long. Sheesh. Let's see. All right, I think I got some. Would love to hear some Bo Burnham. Somebody else said something about Bo Burnham. I think I got him on the list, but second. All right, let's maybe we won't check that out. Let me hear a snippet, see if it's good or not. Appreciate you, Alejandro. That's kind of whack. Scary. I want some true stories. If it ain't true, I ain't, you know, or at least allegedly true. I ain't trying to rock with it. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Maybe this one. Hold on. All right. Yeah, I like this. I like these. I like these. It's about 20 minutes. All right, so yeah, that's what we're gonna check out. What up, Travis? Put some of your reactions behind a paywall with Patreon. I thought about that. I actually did it for a little while. Wasn't really my thing though, you know. Wasn't really my thing though. There we go. All right, let's get it.
In June of last year, I graduated from high school. I never had an easy time making new friends, but during quarantine, I got pretty close to a couple of old acquaintances of mine. Their names were Kevin and John. Physical description time. Kevin is a tall, fat kid with a ridiculously big head and short, unkempt, dark brown hair and a chin strap. John is even taller than Kevin, around 6'4", but very skinny, with light brown hair and bad acne. They're both the type that always gets into trouble, whether they're drinking, smoking, or busting into places. Even though I did some pretty sketchy shit sometimes, drinking and smoking wasn't really my thing. Despite that, they pressured me into hanging out with them, and for a time I sort of enjoyed their company. We got along pretty well because of our similar outlooks on the world. However, they could be real hypocrites sometimes. One time, I made the mistake of letting them drive my car, and they drove out to a place in the woods where they peer pressured me into smoking. Looking back, I realized now...
You 6'4", do you got bad acne, Travis? You got some horrible acne? Because you said you got bad acne too. Is that you?
Now that they were just using me for my car. Call it a bad decision, but I'm still not sure why.
Hold on, wait. Are you part of the story here, Travis?
I didn't cut ties with them right there. The second incident is where this all really started.
Uh-oh.
About a month ago, despite everyone warning me not to hang out with them, I let them take me to a party. Since I was growing suspicious of them, I took my own car and followed them there. The first red flag was when they parked 2 streets away from where the party was taking place. But I didn't think anything of it at the time. We got to the address.
I ain't gonna lie, I've definitely done that before, for sure. I'm sorry, did I scare you? I've definitely done that before. Parked like a block away from the party, where the party at, you know, just in case the cops come, you know, I can go out the back door, spin the block. Hey, we out of here. We going, coach. That's actually happened, you know. I think we've all been at parties where the cops have run in, you know. Gotta have a plan. Gotta have a plan. If your car parked outside and there's cops standing right there and you trying to leave, like, yeah, good luck leaving. Good luck, you know. Gotta park like a block, 2 blocks down the road so you can leave out a back door or a side door, go around the block, 2 blocks down the street, you hop into your car like ain't nothing going on. Yeah, no, I wasn't at no party. I was just at a friend's house right here, you know? Going about your business. So I've definitely done that. I don't think that's too, you know what I mean, suspicious or anything. That's just being cautious, you know? That's just being a little cautious. Why, go on, King. What's up? What's up? What up, KC? What's cracking? What's cracking? Your point of views and reactions, dog. Keep up. Keep on, keep on. Appreciate you, Dallas. Appreciate you, Dallas. Much love.
And were turned away immediately. Kevin tried to convince them to let us in, but it was useless. At that point, I knew something was up with Kevin and John.
This can't be me because I never went to parties in high school. Damn, you never went to parties in high school? That was pretty much all I did, except for, you know what I mean, outside of sports. I'm at all the parties, at other high school parties. I did enough partying in high school to last me a lifetime, man. It's probably why I don't really go out too often anymore. Like, you rarely ever see me out. Rarely ever see me out. Cause man, I probably went to way too many parties. To be honest, you go to one party, it gets shut down. Oh yeah, so and so told me about this other party. Let me call them for the address. Call them, they shoot me a text, the address. Move it on to another. We going to another party the same night. Bug it.
The next day, I decided that enough was enough and was tired of being around fake people. I needed to cut them off. Since John didn't have a phone, I texted his girlfriend and told her to tell Kevin and John that I was done. That night, I got a Snapchat from John. "Yo, my girlfriend dumped me because of you, you fucking asshole," he said in all caps, followed by 3 middle finger emojis. I then got a message from Kevin, which pretty much said the same thing. He called me the C word and warned me to stay away from him and John. I laughed to myself, thinking that they
called him the C word? Bro, where they do that? Oh my god, you little cunt. How dare you? Yeah, them boys soft. Them boys soft and charming.
wouldn't do anything. They even admitted to me in the past that they weren't as tough as they acted. And here they were threatening me. Admitted to me in the past that they were thinking that they wouldn't do anything.
I called it. Bro, if you calling somebody the C word, I don't even know if I would get in trouble for saying that here on YouTube. But if you calling somebody the C word, bro, you soft. I'm sorry. You soft. Like, I haven't heard that word in, bro, I don't know how long. Like, you using that word? That's the word you using? Last time I checked, if I got some beef with somebody, I'm calling them a female dog right to their face with some emphasis on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm putting some emphasis on it because I know a lot of people don't like to be called the B word. So I'll call you that. You know? C word. Like, do people even get mad if you call them the C word anymore? Like, what? Yeah, me too, KC. I ain't heard that in a long time. Like, I forgot about the word.
They even admitted to me in the past that they weren't as tough as they acted. And here they were, threatening me. I got a kick out of it. But I should not have let my guard down. That Friday, my mother, who has multiple sclerosis, spent the day in the hospital getting experimental medicine through an IV. My dad called me around 5 and said that she was going through some side effects, but that she would be okay. However, they would need to spend the night there, meaning that I would be home alone for the rest of that night.
Hey, keep that hammer close. You never know what you might need to nail, you know? Y'all know the saying.
I did what I used to do every night before going to college. I stayed up for a while playing Madden with all the lights off, and after one of my games, I decided to check Snapchat. Something in my gut told me to look at my Snap map. For those of you who aren't familiar with Snapchat, it's a map that shows you your friends' locations. Anyway, I checked, and my heart skipped a beat when I saw that Kevin and John were just outside of my house. As I was trying to calm myself down,
Get the strap. Get the strap. You know? Booga wooga. Some people will get mad if you call them the C word. Who? Who gets mad about the C word? I can see people getting mad about the B word. I know people get mad about that for a fact. You call some people the B word and like it's on. Like it's as soon as you say it, like they ready to fight. You know? They ready to fight, but the C word? I don't know.
I got a call from my neighbor. When I picked up, he sounded frantic and told me that he had seen 2 people climb my fence and jump into my backyard. He said his wife had already called the police and that I needed to hide until they got there. I ran down the hall and into my room, locking my door and hiding in my closet.
Why you hiding? Grab the strap. Grab the strap. Listen. I'm grabbing the strap and I'm standing in the corner. So I know ain't nothing coming from behind me. Everything gonna come from in front. You walk through this door, your spirit gonna be leaving out of it.
Shortly after, I heard the sound of glass breaking and footsteps in the common area of my house. Luckily for me, I live at the front of my neighborhood, just off the main road, and there's usually a police car stationed outside of our neighborhood, looking for speeders. So they got there within about 2 minutes.
Nah, fam, I turn that location stuff off. People be tripping. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, hell no. That location stuff, what? Pfft, all that shit gets shut off. Like, what? You ain't gonna know my location, bitch. What, so you can see what I'm doing? Finna get popped in heaven, bitch. What kind of American high schooler isn't strapped? It ain't his. I'm saying his parents. I'm sure his parents got one, and he know where it's at. Go grab it. What you doing? Or at least get you a big knife or something. You know? I ain't about to be out here empty-handed. That's for sure. I'm gonna get a hammer, a big butcher's knife, something. Probably both, actually. I'm gonna grab a hammer and a butcher's knife, you know? So if the knife don't work or it break or something, I got a hammer to just clock your shit with. Bink. You know? If I don't know where my parents' strap gun is.
I heard my front door being forced open, followed by multiple police officers yelling at the intruders. Not long after that, I heard a knock on my bedroom door and a police officer announcing himself. He then entered my room and told me that it was safe. One of the windows in the kitchen was completely destroyed. Kevin and John were escorted out of my house in cuffs. My dad got back home soon after. He hugged me for at least a minute. He said that my mom didn't really understand what was happening, because of how loopy the medicine made her. But the next day, she came back home and broke down in tears over how close I was to dying. There's a lot of things about that incident that have been bothering me. The way I underestimated them, the evil looks they gave me as they were escorted out, and the one thing that will always stick with me is what I heard the police officer say when they entered my house. "Drop the gun!" It's a terrifying feeling knowing that I could have been murdered by people who I used to call my friends. The police told me that when they busted down the door, Kevin and John were waiting in the foyer. Kevin was brandishing a pistol. They believed that they were either waiting for me to come out of my room and attack me when I least expected it, or they were going to shoot me while I was laying on the couch playing video games. They told the police that it was meant to be a joke during the interrogation, and that John laughed about it, but it was obviously bullshit. To me, it just proved how sick and dangerous they were. I still haven't totally wrapped my head around the fact that things could have gone so much worse if my neighbors hadn't seen them climbing my fence that night, and it serves as a reminder to me to live life to the fullest. Kevin and John are currently awaiting trial for breaking and entering and attempted murder. They also got slapped with drug charges because of all the narcotics that was found in their car. I'll be forever grateful to my neighbors for saving my life.
That's why you get a nice security system, you know, with some cameras. You get you a dog. Get you a dog. Not a little tiny dog. A bigger dog, a big dog, you know, something that's gonna let you know if somebody is outside. My dog, if somebody is outside, he barks. If he's barking, I know somebody is close. I got cameras all around the house. If I hear him barking, I know. All right, let me check the cams. Let me check the cams. If somebody is around the house that I don't know, you know, we know what to do next. Even automatic passwords I don't do anymore. I've gotten hacked too many times. Damn, son. Automatic passwords. You mean like the saved passwords? Like when they give you like the option, do you want to save password or whatever? Is that what you're talking about? Let me mute that because there's an ad that's about to play. What type of dog do I have? He's a pit bull and an English Mastiff mix. Kevin and John, some wet ass mofos. If you wanted to put someone in a spliff, you wouldn't be waiting around. That's true. That's true. Ain't no standing around. You better go hunting. Like, bro, you did all that to break into this man's house, and you didn't follow through. Which, I mean, I guess it's a good thing for my guy, but what's up? You awake now? You want your pacifier? What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah. They lucky they didn't get popped by the dude that they were trying to hunt or the cops. Cops walk in, you got a gun in your hand, you know. Could have got smoked. Could have got smoked. Let me bring the video back up. I forgot it's not even.
When I was 14, I was in a very dark place in my life.
Where did that,
My parents would never let me go out, and because of that, I developed a rebellious streak. I'm a 5'5" Caucasian woman with long blonde hair.
Oh, thought she was about to say she was a guy. Damn, I was about to say, damn, you short as hell. But for a chick, I think for a chick, 5'5" is like average height.
At the time, I was suffering from severe depression. I would be officially diagnosed by the doctor months after the
What's good, AM?
events of this story. I used to sneak out of my house, go out to parties, and use drugs.
Why is the video mirrored? Wait, what? Oh, I guess it is. I don't know what the fuck I did. Yeah, I see it now. This shit's backwards as hell. Fuck, I'll have to fix that later. I probably clicked something. What the fuck did I do? Yeah, I'm not even about to try to fuck with it. Because, actually, wait. It's straight here. Why is it mirrored? That's weird. I don't know. But I'm not about to try to fix it because I'm going to fuck something up. With my luck, I'm going to try to fix it. And it's going to completely mess up the video. Yeah, I probably clicked something. Anyway, what was I saying? A tiny chihuahua? Nah. Get you a big dog. Big dogs can have some ferocious barks too. Oh, did you drop your pacifier? Goodness gracious. Big dogs can have some ferocious barks. And obviously they bite. Little chihuahua. Nah, I don't want a little chihuahua. Because you know when a chihuahua is barking versus a big dog. Little chihuahua barking, that's not even a deterrent. Like, what? Little ankle biter? Can kick that little thing. You hear a dog with some bass barking? You second guess what the hell you about to do, you know?
Typical teenager type of stuff. I was lying about my age and hanging out with people over 18. I looked a lot older for my age. I now realize that my self-destructive behavior was ruining my life, and it led me down a dark path.
Hold on. Here.
I almost never came back from. I'm from a quiet little town in Pennsylvania. We basically lived in the middle of nowhere. I would go out to parties in the nearby town of Scranton, which most people know as the town from The Office. It seems all happy and bubbly, but like with every town, it has a dark side to it. One night I went out to this party with a friend. We'll call her Jamie. I never really knew her that well. She seemed cool, and we went to the same school, but that was the extent of it. Jamie turned a lot of heads with her dark skin and long curly hair. She drove the guys crazy. 2 guys drove to my town to pick us up at night. It was a pretty far drive, but they thought we were cute, and we went along with it. When we got to this party, we realized that we were the only girls there, and there were about 10 to 15 other men there. The guys...
Sausage fest. Immediately leave. Yo, that's happened to me a couple times. Hey, yo, Rich. Hey, man, this party is popping. It's popping. Pull up. All right, cool. I'm on my way. Get there. Sausage fest. Bunch of dudes standing around, listening to music, drinking. Like, nah, son, I'm out of here. What? I'm gone. I got smart though, and I started asking, "Hey, yo, who all there?" You know, just to get a list of some people. And of course, I would end up calling somebody that was there and asking them, "Hey, yo, what's the situation? What's going on over there?" They would tell me, and I wouldn't go. I used to hate that. Don't tell me it's popping and like you got 20 dudes. Just standing around listening to music. Nah, I'm cool. That's not a party to me. That's a sausage fest. I'm not trying to partake in that.
That we came there with told us to come upstairs to meet some friends of theirs. and we all sat down and smoked with him for a while.
Uh-oh.
The guy hosting this party was named Devin, and he showed me around his apartment while Jamie stayed behind smoking with the other guys. After the tour, Devin asked me and Jamie to come into his room, so we did, thinking nothing of it. Big mistake.
Thinking nothing of it? Somebody asked you to... Bro, what? Oh, yeah.
Mistake. Devin closed the door and tried to get us to have sex with him.
Of course he did.
We said no and got up to leave the room. But when we tried to open the door, it wouldn't budge. It wasn't locked, so we continued to pull on the door. After about 30 seconds,
Somebody was holding it from the other side. Weirdos. But like, listen. In high school, if you go into a room with a guy, he's going to try to smash. He's going to try to clap the cheeks. That's a given. That is a given. Like, hey, you, me, we alone in a room. Granted, your friend with you, but hey, 3 is a party. Let's get it. But he gonna try to clap your cheeks. Like, what do you mean you didn't know what was going on? Like, holy. Please react to King Holly from 85 South. It's really interesting and different. Appreciate you, Jeremy, sending your boy a care package. Shout out, Jeremy. Dropping off that care package.
There was someone on the other side of the door, holding it shut.
Told you.
I continued to pull on the door with everything I had, as Jamie looked through the crack when it opened to see that there were 3 other men outside the door. She saw that one of them had a gun in their belt, but didn't say anything because Devin was in the room with us, trying to stop us from breaking the door.
Yeah, these dudes weird. These are the type of dudes who ain't getting no cheeks. What's up? You uncomfortable? Let me sit up. Is that better? No? Yes? Maybe so. Anyway, yeah, this weird activity right here. You got 3 dudes. So what I'm thinking, my guy Devin was gonna get them naked, and the 3 dudes were gonna walk in while they were naked, and try to join the fun. But they weren't gonna let them leave until they got naked, which is weird. You know what I mean? Like, why are you out here trying to do that to chicks? Because, like, and I've said this before, like, the whole, like, trying to rape chicks, this is weird. Like, what are you doing, son? Like, go to your local club. There's plenty of chicks there that's just down to, get down with the get down. Why you over here? People are weird, man. Lisa in the building. Appreciate you, Lisa, dropping off your boy a care package. Just wanted to say hi. What's up, Lisa? Rocket Fizz. What's up? Mega Wiz. Whoa, are y'all Mega Wiz guy and Rocket Fizz? Did you just drop your pacifier again? Holy. I don't even see it right now.
We started banging on it and shouting. That's when we heard someone come up the stairs and say, "What the hell are you guys doing? Is someone yelling in there?" I began screaming, "Help us!" You could clearly hear how scared I was. We heard an argument break out on the other side of the door. I was still pulling on the door with all my might, and Jamie was still banging on it, hoping that someone would open it. As the door came open, we took our chance and ran for it. One of the men in the hallway grabbed my shirt. I screamed so loud that the whole neighborhood probably heard me. I honestly think he let go out of shock. Jamie was already down the stairs and out of the apartment. I followed closely behind, nearly tripping over my own feet. We ran down the block and hid behind a shed. Seconds later, we heard gunshots and someone yelling our names. I was trying to be as quiet as I could, but I couldn't hold back the tears. If we stayed, we would have been found. So we ended up running through someone's yard. I ended up falling, scraping up my knee pretty bad. After a while, I could no longer run because of how bad my leg was hurting, and blood was now coming out of my wound and down my leg, onto my shoes.
Dang.
I was speed walking with a limp, while Jamie was trying to help me keep pace so that they wouldn't catch up to us. We kept going through people's yards and trying to find a good place to hide. We turned a corner onto a street, and I heard a car come to a sudden halt nearby. Me and Jamie looked at each other with fear in our eyes, terrified that we had been discovered. The hairs on my arm stood up as I saw one of the guys get out of the back seat of the car and point a gun at us.
Uh-oh.
We moved just in time as the gunshots missed us and hit a car on the side of the street.
Bro, what's going on with these dudes? Like, you out here... Hey, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna be right back. Yes. All right. We back.
We ran away as fast as we could. The cops then turned the corner on the opposite side of the street and saw the men who were shooting at us. There was a firefight. We hid under someone's porch as gunshots broke out between the police and the men pursuing us. More cops came flying past the house, and we spent the next 5 minutes with our heads down, listening to the gunfire and shouting. Eventually the men were overpowered and surrounded, and were forced to surrender. Once all the men were in handcuffs, we got up and walked down another street and called Jamie's brother to come get us. He took us back to his apartment and patched up my leg, as Jamie told him everything that went down. Afterward, he took both of us home. I stumbled into my house and changed as fast as I could. I'm not a very religious person, but that night I was praying to whatever gods were listening. I took off my blood-soaked clothes and hid them under my bed, crawled under the covers, and just stared up at my ceiling, thinking about the events that had just transpired. I didn't get much sleep that night, knowing that those guys knew where I lived. Actually, I couldn't sleep for days. I became a literal zombie, worried that they would come for me eventually. After my parents figured out something was wrong with me, they thought that I was being bullied at school or something, and had me go live with my aunt in another state for a while. I came back months later to find out that the men who picked us up that night were in jail, and would be there for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah,
I finally felt safe again. Those men had bad intentions, and I often think about what would have happened to us if we hadn't run out of there when we did.
Damn, son. Holy. Yeah, they ain't getting out for a while. they got into a shootout with the cops. Yeah, they about to take a seat in a box for a nice little while. That's for sure. Yeah, my computer tweaking right now. Hardcore. Holy. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm gonna have to fix that after the stream. But yeah.
This story happened to me in September of last year, and is by far the scariest thing that I've ever experienced. I live on the second floor of a residential house in a pretty large suburb with my fiance and our cat. The night that this happened, I decided to get some cool air by opening up all the windows since our landlord had just removed all the AC units during a renovation. Being on the second floor, I didn't really give a second thought to having all the windows open. I mean, you'd have to be some kind of freak to climb up and enter someone's apartment in the dead of night. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to my cat growling, and I got up to see what his deal was. I needed a drink of water anyway. When I walked into the hallway, I saw a figure standing at the entrance of my kitchen. Being half asleep, I said, "Renee, what are you doing up? Are you okay?"
What up, T?
I thought it was my fiance, but once I realized it couldn't have been her, I went from half asleep to being fully awake as pure terror ran through my body. I ran back into my room, yelling like a lunatic. Renee woke up screaming. I told her to call 911 as I jumped over the bed and pulled out my loaded 9mm I keep in my dresser drawer. The figure appeared in my doorway.
My guy. Hey, see? It's a smart man. He went in, he got the strap. Simple.
I told her to call 911 as I jumped over the bed and pulled out my loaded 9mm I keep in my dresser drawer. The figure appeared in my doorway, and I pointed the gun right at them. The intruder quickly ducked out of the way and ran back down the hallway.
Don't point it, pop it. What? What?
I gave chase, yelling and aiming my gun. They ran into the living room and jumped out of the window, plummeting 2 stories onto the pavement below, letting out a loud scream as they collided with the ground. They tried to get up and run, but kept falling back down. I found out later that they had broken one of their legs.
Goofy.
About 30 seconds later, a police car came speeding up in front of the house. The officer got out and handcuffed the man. More officers showed up shortly after and took my statement. It turned out that this man was under the influence of hardcore drugs and had been arrested for burglary in the past. When they searched him, they found a knife. I assume that he was just looking to steal from us, but you never truly know what someone's intentions are. If it wasn't for my cat and my gun, I might not be here to write this. I'm just glad that no one was hurt, and that the man was arrested. I do sincerely hope he gets the help he needs, and more importantly, he stays far away from my house. If you're wondering how he even got in, the police told me that he used a ladder my landlord had left out from the previous week. Now, every night before bed, I always make sure every window is closed and locked.
Alright. Crazy story right there, man. Listen. He let him run and jump out the window. He said he collided with the pavement. He was going to be colliding with something else. Have I seen Mr. Baller's new vid? Yeah, I want to say I uploaded that to the second channel. Let me check that. Let me make sure. I think I uploaded that video or that reaction to the second channel, if I remember right. Let me see. Yeah. That's uploaded to the second channel. see. I could probably share the link in the chat. Yeah. There's the link to the Mr. Balling reaction on the second channel. But anyway. What else can we watch? That's some Four Brothers shit. When dude climbing out the window, they cut the rope. I don't think he's dead, just fucked up or something like that. I've never watched Four Brothers. I don't watch too many movies, to be honest. I fall asleep. It's pointless for me to watch a movie. Pointless. Almost pointless. I won't say completely pointless, because I have watched I did sit down and watch the Harry Potter series, which was absolutely fire. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that it took me so long to watch that. Bro, let's get lit. Two-Face mad about bars. Bro, if this is trash, I'm gonna be real disappointed. Let's see. Let's check the views on it. Two-Face mad about bars. 371. Let's hear a snippet.
TurboTax Live.
Why is my computer doing that? That is so weird. Yeah, my computer tweaking right now. I need to restart
Matches
it.
you with the right tax expert. I've been paired with you because I
Let's
have
hear a
expertise
snippet.
that applies to your life.
You've never seen Harry Potter?
Perfect match for freelance.
Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it.
Hey, Two-Face, I think you've raised the bar once again, my guy. I just hope the people are ready for this one.
Let's hear a snippet.
Stop mad about bars.
You know, a lot of
I was following before I got requested. Try call man an ejected, but they still wanna know who this idiot is. They hate the police for like 10 plus years. Then this week turn into detectives. I can't respect it, gang being hectic. They'll shank him, twist it, lift him, then they got ejected. Tell a man go again, so it's effective. I don't care who you.
Okay. We might save that for an actual reaction video. Okay, that's all we need to hear. You know? Y'all get a little behind the scenes, you know? Sometimes you gotta check out a little snippet, you know, just a little snippet. You don't want to check out too much because you still want it to be a genuine reaction video, but you know, you gotta make sure sometimes. You know? Can never be too sure. Alright, cool. So yeah, there you go. A little behind the scenes on what I do sometimes. Y'all be sending me stuff and I'm like, I don't know if that's popping like that. So, you know, I might listen to 10, 15 seconds, see if it's hot or not. If it don't catch my ear, then, you know. Oh, man. Tim mentioned, thank you, God. Haven't I checked out some Tim? I remember this guy. For sure. He made something. He made a wild ass song. I forgot what the fuck it was now. Oh, I think it was about the popes and stuff. Oh, man. What was it called, though? A 10-foot... Yeah, that's wild. It was a Pope song. Yeah, that's what... I was going to say, I knew it was something about the Pope. Yeah, the Pope song. That's exactly what it was. I guess some people got mad about that reaction. Holy. Yeah, I checked out the Pope song. Some people didn't like it very much. I'm just now seeing this, actually. Apparently, I said because the Popes were messing with little boys, like, why don't you go find a gay guy, you know? And people thought that I just automatically assumed that they're the same people. Well, I know pedophilia and being gay aren't the same, but, like, if you're messing with boys, then I assume, like, you like to mess with guys, you know what I mean? So, like, maybe it was a wrong assumption, but, like, people just be taking stuff to the extreme. But it's cool. I'm just now actually seeing this and reading through these comments. Yeah, some people got a little mad. Some people got a little mad about me saying that. Interesante. How uneducated can a person be with the internet at their fingertips? I was literally some people don't understand, like, I don't edit these videos, most of them at least. So, like, how can I look up something mid-video? Like, that doesn't even make sense. How uneducated can a person be with the internet at their fingertips? I'm making a video. Matter of fact, should I? Nah, I'm not even going. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But that's hilarious, though. People like literally take things to the extreme. Maybe I'll make another video and just say some wild ass shit. Oh man. France is in the building. What's up, baby? Nagaland. What's up? What else can we check out? Actually, it was probably the Pope video that kept getting me a dislike on my videos. I kept getting like one dislike on like all my videos. Just one. It was weird. It was weird as hell. It had to have come from this Pope video, with how upset people were with the shit that I said. Which I don't understand why they're upset. Like, what the hell? Sometimes even aided by the previous Pope who was active at the time. The church under Pope Francis has been doing some iffy stuff. Yeah, bro. What is up with never mind. We not gonna discuss that here. Anyway, fuck people. No, fuck soft people. Not fuck people, just fuck soft people. People who take shit to the extreme. Like, that shit is weird to me. That shit is weird. Like, I don't see how it's necessarily a horrible thing for me to say, hey, if you're a pedophile and you like boys, like, why not just go find a gay guy? Like, yeah. Like, how is that, you know? Like, I understand that they're not the same, and maybe I didn't specifically say that, you know, in the video. But, like, what's understood really ain't got to be explained. A pedophile and a gay guy, they're called two different things for a reason, because they're not the same. But, like, if you out here messing with boys, I would assume that you would want to mess with guys, you know? Like, it's not like you out here messing with girls. You know, which is just as bad, obviously, but, like, then I wouldn't have said that. But you out here messing with boys, so, like, go find you a guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Well, of course they're not the same. I just said that. But in this story, he was talking about messing with boys. In this situation, he was talking about, I know, for the 15th damn time. YouTube might actually not even like that word. The P word and the G word are not the same. They're not the same people. We get that. I said that like 10 times. I understand that. But if you're messing with boys, there's men that are, you know, ready, you know, and willing to, you know what I mean? So, like, why not just, I don't know. Get to the music. Illogical? It's not illogical. Not illogical. Let's see. Actually, no. I'm gonna save that. I was gonna do it here, but I'm gonna actually save that video. If you go to the back door, make sure it's close to 6 foot tall. Oh man, that is wild. What? Kanye West turns down $100 million. Sheesh. 100 million. Whoa. You know you rich when you turn it down 100 million. Holy. What can we watch? You know what? I'm just gonna go back to did I react to H and RD? Yeah, I did. What was that called? War or something? I think that was called War. Yeah. I checked that out February 3rd. Actually here. There you go. There's the link to H and RD War. Let's find something else good. 3 downright terrifying true road trip stories. No. Did I watch the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film? It's on Netflix? I might have to watch it then. I might have to check it out. Is it good? It gotta be good if you're asking me, right? It's gotta be good. Have I ever watched? No. King, I don't even know what the hell that is. What is that?
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best.
Mute that. Stupid ad. I want to see if this is good or not.
3rd grade, I had this strange short teacher named Mrs. Todd. She was always super nice to me in class. She'd always call on me to do the fun activities first, compliment me whenever I did something, and was generally just very positive toward me. At the time, I thought she was perhaps my favorite person in the world. I remember even telling my mother about how much I loved Mrs. Todd. Anyways, one day, I sat down at my desk and opened it up to put crap in it, when shockingly, I saw that there was a Victoria's Secret magazine sitting in the pull-out drawer. The kid sitting next to me noticed how shocked I was. I thought I was going to get in trouble, and we started talking about how it might have got there. Almost immediately, Mrs. Todd walks up, asks, "What have you got there?" I was seriously confused and told her it was sitting in my desk when I got here this morning. Well, she looks at me and tells me that the kid sitting next to me must have put it there. She kept repeating that statement over and over again, to both him and me, until I finally admitted that I guess he could have put it there. Maybe a few days after that, she approached me after class to tell me about this special field trip I could go on if I kept doing good in class. It would be a trip with just her and I to the Gulf of Mexico for the weekend. I remember being really excited about it at the time. However, suddenly she got replaced at the school, and we got this new teacher that didn't like me as much. I was so heartbroken at the time. It wasn't until many years later that I realized how fucked up that situation was. It scares me thinking about it still. When I was about 8 years old, during recess at school, I noticed a bunch of other kids outside a storage room yelling and warning to others not to approach the door because there was an eyeball staring back at you. I was curious because I didn't understand what they meant, but I could see their fear was real because their faces were pale white as they would try to deter me from taking a peek through the keyhole. I remember bending down slightly.
You said some chick that you dated? Hold on. Hey, yo, King, what happened?
So I could get a closer look inside, and sure enough, there was an eyeball staring back at me, and it freaked me out so much I peed my pants on the spot.
Oh.
It was only later in the day, after I had ended up at the nurse's office because of the commotion we kids had created, that a janitor had to go into the room to inspect what this whole mess was about. Turns out that someone had placed a mirror against that door, and the eyeball we were seeing was our own reflection. When I was 7 years old, I was walking to my...
Nah, these aren't too crazy. I want something a little scarier than that. Yeah, bro, what the fuck is my computer doing? It keeps... Yeah, I don't know. Any plans to listen to some more Mike Righteous? Did he drop some heat? If it's fire, I'm always down to listen. You know, Two-Face cold with it. I was going to say it, so yeah, trust me. This dude's wordplay on Dave level. That's high praise. That's some high praise. I don't know. That might be a little too high for me. I don't know. Guess I'm gonna find out. Let's see. Trying to find something else good. Damn, all these videos are like an hour or something, bro. Yeah, we not watching this whole fucking video. No sirree, Bob. Holy.
I have ADHD, and it makes it... I'm not an auditory learner whatsoever.
Hold on, it's the ad. What up, Steven? Nah, but lots of his older stuff I haven't listened to yet. Is it fire?
This is my dad's story from about 35 years ago. I will tell it from his perspective exactly as it was told to me. I grew up on the outskirts of Portland, Oregon, and when I was younger, my friends and I went camping pretty often, as it was something that we could do and drink and have fun being underage. When I was about 18, my friends and I decided one weekend to go camping near a lake called Small Fry. It's not too far from Portland, but far enough to get away. It was a pretty last-minute plan, so we didn't bring much other than some blankets and a case of beer my older brother bought for us. After school on Friday, we headed out, and once we got out there, we found a cleared-out area that we could easily park our car in. At first, we made a small fire and drank a few beers, but we quickly got bored and decided that we would go out for a midnight swim. The area we parked in wasn't near an actual trail to the lake, but it was only about a half a mile away, and we knew what direction to go in. My 3 friends and I were pretty buzzed, as we were somewhat lightweights at that age. We decided to head out into the forest towards where the lake was. Now this was back in the 80s, so we didn't have cell phones with maps on them to double check. We trudged through the forest,
They got lost.
completely sure that we were going the right way. I think it was about 15 minutes since we left the campsite, and suddenly the air around us changed. It was a warm, nearly summer night, and it was probably around 70 degrees. But as we kept walking, it felt like it was getting colder and colder. Suddenly I felt all the hairs on my body stick straight up, and the 4 of us all quickly turned around and ran back towards the campsite. We didn't talk, not even a word muttered to each other about turning back around. I've never ran that fast in my life.
What up, Spriggs?
As bad as it sounds, my mindset in that moment was just I couldn't be the slowest, as I didn't want it to be my life ending that night. I can't explain why, but at that exact moment, we were all in that fight or flight mode, and we decided to run for our lives. I remember feeling as if there was a presence behind me. Not even a person, but just something. Something that wanted to harm us. We bolted back to the car, quickly unlocked it, and we all hopped in and drove straight home. We left the fire burning at the campsite, and all the clothes and blankets we brought with us were left as well. The car ride home was completely silent. We got back to my house. My friends got in their cars and left, and we never talked about that night since. A few weeks later, it was finally summer. My family went on yearly camping trips with a few other families that were close to us. One night, as a group of about 20 of us were sitting by the fire telling stories and just talking about life in general, someone from one of the other families brought up a weird hiking story they had recently experienced. He explained that he and his wife, along with a few of their friends, decided to go hiking on a Saturday. When they arrived, they were surprised to see that no one else was out there. It was a known hiking spot, so they figured that it would be pretty busy on a Saturday. The group of them hiked up the trail, and they soon got to the top of a cliff that overlooked a lake. When they got to the top, he felt as if he had no voice. The group of them quickly turned around and began to hike back down, walking much faster than normal. They didn't talk. They all just apparently decided that they did not want to stay, not even to take in the view. They had brought lunches with them, and all talked about taking some pictures too. Instead, they all hurried down the trail, not talking to each other at all. They all just had this gut feeling that they had to get out of there. None of them spoke to each other on the way home, and no one brought it up since. I asked where this hike took place, never mentioning that I had a similar experience. The man said that this all took place on Small Fry Lake. That honestly scared the crap out of me.
Same location.
As I had just had that same experience. I did not want to say anything though, as my parents were visibly concerned, and I didn't want them trying to tell me that I couldn't go camping in that area again. This might not be the scariest story, but I'm curious to know if anyone else has been to this area and had a similar experience. When I was talking to this man and his wife, they both said that they had this gut feeling that they were living the last few seconds of their lives. The man said he started to see his life flashing before his eyes as he hurried down the hill. I don't know what's going on at that lake and what made us all feel that way, but there's definitely something not right about that place. I've never believed in the supernatural, but after this, I feel as though that is the only explanation. All I know is that I will never be going back there ever again.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I grew up in the Upper Peninsula.
That's creepy. To have two groups of people have the same experience in the same location, yeah, that's weird. Got hit with the mushroom spores. I mean, I don't know nothing about shroom or mushrooms, but I don't know. Maybe. Get. I guess. Can I dare you to do something? What? Like what? I ain't gonna do nothing wild. I'll tell you that now. If your pubes ever stand straight, what the fuck? I ain't really like that story though. I need to find a different video. Aren't too many good ones left. I feel like I've checked all the good ones out. Of like the scary true stories. Let's give this one a try. Yeah. Mute that. It's a rip-off of South Park. Oh shit. Hold on. What's it called?
Years ago, I was nearly 13 years old, and I was being raised by my grandparents. We lived in a little tourist town in Florida. They had problems with their 2 daughters as adults, my mother being the older of the 2, and they wanted to do everything they could to make sure I didn't turn out the same way.
Appreciate you, Harsh. Much love, family.
A do-over, if you will. So needless to say, they were very strict. My aunt and I were very close. She understood what it was like to be raised under a glass dome, metaphorically speaking. My grandparents raised her as well, after all. So being that she was my only aunt, she made sure that we always spent time together, and was always super cool. I would stay over Saturday nights, and we would go out and hang out on the pier, and she would let me hang out with my middle school boyfriend, who would always find ways to get to wherever I was. My grandparents had no idea of any of these activities, of course. I was just spending some quality time with my aunt and giving them a break. And it was always nice that I had a younger female figure, since my mom was never around. One night, while we were out having fun,
what game is he playing?
my aunt meets this guy, and they really hit it off. He was very nice and introduced himself to me. He went by JR. And at first, he was kind of charming and a good talker. They exchanged numbers after hanging out for a while, and then we went home and went to bed. They ended up going out a bit more, and my aunt really seemed to like JR. He took her to his home and introduced her to his father, and showed her around his land. I have lived in this town for 30 years, and still to this day I couldn't tell you exactly where it was located. I was only ever there once. He was teaching my aunt how to shoot a gun. I remember her shoulder rocking back with the impact of the shot, and it surprising her. He had these weird flamenco dancing clothes in his closet, and it was all seemingly harmless. I mean, everyone has their quirks. Maybe about 2 weeks later, we were on the pier again. We were hanging out by the payphones talking about what we should do that night and what to get for dinner. JR and my aunt were in their late 20s, early 30s. As much as she loved me, I imagine there were times that I got in the way. Well, anyway, we were out on the pier, and he was talking about how he has these painkillers, and he even offered one to me. I declined, of course, and told him that I had a high tolerance to pain. With a huge smile, he then asks me if he can see for himself, assuring me that he won't really hurt me. He's just trying to have fun. This bastard twists my arm until I hear a pop. I start to cry, and he laughs and says, "Oh, sweetheart, I was only playing. You said you had a high tolerance. I guess I was stronger than I thought I was being. I'm sorry. No need to ruin the good time we were all having." I go in the private pier office, which my granddad managed. I was still crying. My aunt comes in and lets me know that she thinks it's fucked up too, and that she talked to him about it. She goes back outside, and he asks her what she's up to that night. She tells him that she isn't sure if I'm staying over with what had just happened. I was whining about going home. I was pissed that she hadn't decked him right there for hurting me. He tells her that she should meet him under, let's call it, the Sunset Bridge at 2 a.m. over on the other side of town. He said that the stars are beautiful, and if you listen closely, you can even hear the fish splashing around. He tells her that he would love to see it with her, and they can dance under the moon. We were all from a fishing family, and even lived in a fishing town for a while, so fishing activities under a bridge late at night wasn't necessarily...
This video makes it less scarier. I ain't gonna lie, I have been staring at how horrible this game looks. Like,
really something that threw up a red flag.
What the hell is this? This looks trash. That looks horrible. But yeah, this story is kind of weird too. And it's too long and drawn out. Like, get to the point.
If it's dark and late, other people won't be there hogging all the fish. She tells him maybe, and then we leave. I decide to spend the night after all, but I also guilt-tripped her into picking up my boyfriend Charlie. She calls JR when she gets home, before we made our arrangement about Charlie, and says that she will come, but that she will have me with her.
Whoa,
he
what
groans.
the hell is that? Hold on, whoa. What the hell is that image right there? Now this just got creepy. This just got real creepy. What the fuck did I just say? What is that?
Fine, alright. I guess she can come too. Maybe she'll get tired and end up sleeping in the car. About an hour after she called JR, my aunt sits down with me and hugs me. She apologizes for what happened with my arm. My aunt was an amazing woman, and I loved her very much. She then calls JR back and tells him not to worry, that she is picking up Charlie and I would have my own entertainment, and they could have their time together. He then goes into a rage and starts cursing about how it's too complicated now, and he just wanted to have an intimate meeting with her and not a damn family reunion.
He was trying to clap some cheeks, that's what it was.
He went on and on about how he didn't want to have to babysit a 13-year-old kid and her 14-year-old boyfriend. He hangs up after calling her a crazy bitch. In bewilderment, my aunt hangs up the phone and tells me what happened. We go on with our night with pizza rolls and PlayStation, and things were fine.
And he shows up.
He calls her a few more times and kept driving by the house for a couple of weeks, but my aunt was having none of it. After a while, he disappeared from our lives. The whole affair lasted only a month, if even that. And all in all, this wasn't the craziest experience that my aunt has had with a man. JR was soon forgotten about, and we went on with our lives. Fast forward to 2 years later, I'm almost out of middle school. My aunt had moved to a city about 40 miles away. I was still living with my grandparents.
Bro, why is this story so goddamn long?
And they were still just as strict as ever. One day, me and a friend named Frank missed the bus home from
What up, Jay? Spricks, what's the song?
School, and called up our good high school friend Darla to come pick us up and take us home after riding around for a bit. She had this awesome big red truck, and I would love riding around in it, enjoying the freedom and the wind. They were smoking cigarettes and laughing while listening to the radio. The time I would have spent on the bus before my stop was just enough time to hit up the taco drive-thru. We cruised down the road for a bit before heading back to my neighborhood. Frank lived just down the road from me. We had a lot of fun that...
Bro, y'all reading? Well, I guess it is mirrored, which I don't know why the fuck it is. This chat down here says, how did you get access to this game? If you can read this, press Y to chat and say something. This game is actually kind of creepy. So apparently this is a game that, or he accessed this game before he should have been able to. And one of the developers, because it says John Dev, logged in and is talking or trying to talk to him. This is weird. This is weird. Stronger by Kanye. I'm trying to think of what song that is. Don't kill me. Is that the song? Is this game called No Players Online? I have played it. Are you trolling? It's really called No Players Online? I got a feeling you're trolling me. But there's so many games out here, I don't even know at this point.
Day. She dropped me off first, and my grandparents immediately came outside. They were very confused at the sight of an unknown vehicle, and even more so when they saw that I had gotten out of it. After explaining to them that I had missed the bus, and that she was one of my friends who was a bit older, my grandparents thanked her for being kind enough to take me home. That was the last time I ever saw my friend. She didn't show up for work for the next 5 days. I assumed that she had just ran away. Darla's parents were going through a really nasty divorce. The dad had a hot new girlfriend, and the mom was very bitter about it. Rightfully so. It was embarrassing for all of the kids. Her truck wasn't left behind. I figured that she had gotten tired of her parents acting like infants and took off. I missed her, but she was on a whole nother league of freedom. 16 is a whole different life from being 14. I wished her...
Whoa. This dev guy says, I've been working on this game for 11 years. This may look like a simple FPS game to you, but this game has the power to raise the dead. So this whole time while I'm making fun of this game, it's actually kind of creepy.
Her well, and maybe was a tad envious that she got out of this town while I was still here. I hadn't heard anything for 2 weeks about her, when at about 9 o'clock at night, my grandparents got a phone call and turned on the news. Darla's body was found in the woods. She had been strangled to death, and had just been left out there. I don't even know for how long. I was devastated. The last experience I had with her was so joyful, but now I was overwhelmed by sadness and horrified about what happened to her. She was so young, barely older than myself. She was about to turn 17.
It's an indie game.
It was such a sad time for our town. The good and bad news is that they caught the guy who did it. He confessed after some very incriminating evidence surfaced, and during his questioning, he also confessed to killing his girlfriend, who had been missing for 8 years. And apparently he also murdered his father, staging his death to look like a suicide by hanging. When they showed his mugshot on screen and said his name, I swear I almost passed out. There, as clear as day on the screen staring back at me, was a picture of JR. I can't even imagine what would have happened if we had gone under the bridge with him that night. The Investigation Discovery Channel did a piece on it a couple of years back. I was shocked to see that it was on TV. The memories came rushing back, and I decided to write them all down. I literally have a newfound appreciation for life, now that I'm old enough to understand just how close I came to being a murder victim. My aunt lived on to make awesome new memories with me. I now have a great life with my husband and 3 boys. That most likely would have never happened if things had gone differently that night.
Yeah, that's wild.
I just want to start off by...
And this video game is creepy as hell too. No Players Online. I might check the store and see if I can find that game. No Players Online. I might have to look that up for sure. But anyway, I need to restart my computer because this thing is tweaking right now. Hardcore tweaking. And I have no clue why. But I'm going to restart it and see if that fixes anything. So, I'm out of here. Videos dropping later on. I may go live tomorrow. I don't know. Probably. More than likely. So, yeah. I'm going to see y'all live again tomorrow. All right?